Bad news for everyone who in 2026 still believes they can just copy something from Amazon, have it manufactured on Alibaba, and sell it successfully with a bit of advertising. Because that business model is now truly obsolete. Since with the help of AI, literally anyone is now able to do exactly that. And they can do it at a truly breathtaking and rapid speed. And when suddenly everyone is fast, then no one is really fast anymore. Everything just happens at a higher level now. In this video, we will build a brand together step by step, from scratch. And I'm not just talking about some theoretical concepts, but real hands-on experience. From the very first product idea to researching the right factory in China, all the way to achieving those first sales. Exactly which product that will be, well, we'll even figure that out together in this video series. We're not talking about dropshipping. We're talking about the process of establishing a truly serious brand in the competitive field of e-commerce. And above all, we'll use every cutting-edge technique available, especially AI, to find out well in advance, does the product I've come up with actually make sense in the market? At the end of the day, can I really make money with it? And that's the all-important question. Since I'm developing all of this with you in real time, I honestly don't even know yet how long this video series will end up being. That's why I've put everything together in a playlist, which I'll link for you right here in the video card above, so you can watch the series chronologically from the first video all the way to the end. Before we even start researching products, we need to be clear, which category do we want to go into? Category really means from a meta-level perspective. Do I want to go into the kitchen sector, the outdoor sector, or maybe electronics? That's enough. We don't need to know more than that. It should ideally and typically be a category in which, as a managing director or owner, you have a significant amount of expertise or at least a genuine passion. So if your hobby is, for example, outdoor activities or electronics, then that would be a suitable category for you. And at this stage, you should not really care how much competition you can expect to find there. Because from experience, I know there's room in every category. At least if you proceed the way I will explain to you in this video series. And to make things a bit more interesting here, I picked a category that I really have no real knowledge or experience with, namely outdoor and camping. Because I also want to show you that it works perfectly even with categories where you're not really an expert, since AI provides the necessary support for us with that. But further down the road, if you really become successful with the product line, you'll find it incredibly difficult to grow the category within your business, because you don't really know exactly what works well. You have no connection to the products, and at the end of the day, having the wrong category in your business will really get on your nerves. It happened to me, so I know what I'm talking about. The first thing we do, of course, is to find out what is currently especially popular in my category. And for that, I use feed conditioning. This is a pretty good and clever strategy to quickly identify products that are going completely viral. For this, we use social media. Typically, we use social media in such a way that we first set up a new account on Instagram and TikTok. And then, once we are there, we perform a search in the specific category we want to enter, which in this case is camping. Within this category, I select all the possible channels that deal with camping. I leave comments, hit the like button, and save the videos to make sure I really engage very actively and aggressively with all of the content. And after 20 or 30 minutes at the very latest, the algorithm on Instagram, but also on TikTok, and of course on Facebook, will begin to conclude that you are the ideal customer and have an extremely high level of interest in products from this industry. And what will happen then? As you might expect, TikTok and Meta will recommend various video content and advertisements to you. And this way, you quickly find out which products are currently trending, which ones might be going viral through your new social media profiles. And when these ads are shown to you, whether on TikTok or Meta, that's when the real work begins for you. Because now you need to look closely at two things. First, the comments. Are there positive or negative opinions about the product? Are there perhaps already hints about where the product could be improved? And are people being tagged? So people are starting to become aware of this ad. So we're looking for genuine engagement, not just simple likes. And second, go to the Facebook library, and right there I have now pulled up Kilo's Gear on my screen. Because that is a successful company active in the outdoor gear sector and also runs various ads on Meta. And here I can immediately see exactly which products are currently being advertised. For example, they have camping chairs or sleeping mattresses, or rather high-quality airbeds. In the standard view, you only see the active ads. But ads that have been deactivated are also interesting for us. These are the advertisements that obviously did not perform as well as expected and were therefore logically deactivated by the system operator. For example, this particular ad is already quite old, very old in fact, dating back to early 2024, and it was deactivated right here accordingly. I can also sort this list by the most recent date to see the latest updates. Looking at the data here, I can see that the more recent ads are still active. I can also see which ads are not performing quite as well, such as those generating few impressions. Generally speaking, having few impressions means that there is a low interest in this particular product. But we are specifically looking for ads that have been active for more than 4 weeks. Because the longer an ad is active, the more likely it is to be profitable, since no company keeps ads in their advertising budget that aren't performing. I have now filtered out the active ads again and sorted them by newest first. I'm scrolling down, eventually reaching the end of January, and here we even have December. These ads have already been active for several months. And we can take a closer look at these products because we can assume that they are performing relatively well. At the very least, they are being pushed through ads in such a way that they appear profitable. The outdoor industry is huge. Earlier I saw air mattresses, camping stoves, tableware, tables, chairs, tents. So there are an incredible number of different product types. And of course, if I want to enter this category with 1 or 2 products, then it has to be the right fit. I don't have the budget to just test things out and maybe lose a few tens of thousands of dollars. It has to work from the very beginning. But which product is the best now? And that's where AI helps us. Alibaba.com has provided us with a sourcing agent called Axio, which can answer exactly these types of complex questions. I have created a specific prompt here asking for 10 unusual and unique products from the outdoor and travel sector specifically for the European market. I am sending this request to Axio right now and waiting for the results. What Axio discovered, and honestly I wouldn't have thought of this myself, is that there's a significant shift away from summer destinations that are becoming extremely hot, like southern Spain, toward cooler Scandinavian countries. In fact, a 35% increase in tourists is expected across Scandinavia during this summer season. Of course, that's super exciting also for product strategy. That means moving away from bikinis more towards rain capes. Also exciting is stargazing, or rather the northern lights. I personally know a vast number of Asian people whose ultimate dream is to travel to Scandinavia at least once and see the real northern lights there. And Axio now suggests, for example, that you could conceptualize, invent, or even produce a specialized headlamp that works specifically with red light to observe this natural phenomenon much more clearly.